Success shouldn't feel this exhausting. If you're winning on paper, but burning out behind the scenes, you aren't failing. You're stuck in a psychological bottleneck called a hurdle of stop. I've been there. On the outside, things look great, but I was secretly burning out, convinced I was just lucky, and waiting to be exposed as a fraud. I realized I didn't have a business problem. I had a mindset block. Whether it's imposter syndrome, perfectionism, or fear or failure, these aren't just feelings. They are growth bottlenecks. Identify your specific hurdle and get one immediate action step to regain your momentum today. Go to tuepodcast.net/quiz. That's tuepodcast.net/quiz to take the 3-minute assessment and get your report now. This is an Undiscovered Legacy production.
Just keep going, keep pushing through.
Know your target market and the people you want to serve.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
You have to schedule it.
Focus on what you're doing. Always respond to criticism with professionalism.
Focus more on building yourself.
Don't ever give up.
Finish it yourself.
Welcome, school believers and new entrepreneurs, to Undiscovered Advice. We will be listening to 5 entrepreneurs with amazing advice just for you. Let's see what they have to say.
Hi, my name is Melanie Whitaker. You can find me online. I have a website which is youareyourmarketing.com. I can be found on Instagram. Same. It's the account You Are Your Marketing. And I also have a Facebook group, and that is Public Relations for online coaches to attract their dream clients. So my advice for anyone who is looking to start a business, it can feel really overwhelming. And obviously we all work online now. And so it's very easy to compare yourself, to even sabotage yourself before you even start the process, or sabotage yourself when you've already started and think, oh, I'm not good enough, I don't know enough, they look more established. And so you're constantly looking outward. And what I want to say to you, I say this to my clients all the time, stay in your own lane. I cannot emphasize that enough. You have to. Because, my business is I do public relations, and I do that with female online coaches who are wanting to grow their business, get the clients, fill retreats, fill masterminds, VIP days, whatever it is the thing that they want to do. And here's why it's so important to stay in your own lane. You're going to see when you're online so many people giving information. You should do this, you shouldn't do that. Follow this blueprint to success and whatever else they want to say. But here's the deal. Nobody can be you. You are unique. Your story is as unique as your fingerprint. And so you need to own that. And you can't own it looking outward. You need to be constantly rooted inwardly as to who you are. What's the life experience you've had? What are the qualifications you've got? What's the passion you have? What do you stand for? What do you represent? What are your values? Show your personality. That can be done in so many ways. The way you dress, your sense of humor, the way you talk, being 100% authentic to who you are. And that can feel very, very scary when you start doing this online. Because we all worry about, are people going to judge me? Maybe people are not going to pay attention to me if I'm so direct, or if I do this, or if I do that, or say this, or say that. It doesn't matter. it doesn't matter if people are not jiving with that, because, you know, there's that famous phrase that you see all the time, your vibe attracts your tribe. If you're trying to be like everyone else you see online, it's not going to work because you're not being true to you. And that does come across. It comes across in the written word. It comes across in the videos you do. I can see a written post somewhere, whether it be a social media post, or I can see someone do a video, and I know if they're not enjoying that experience. Now, you might think that's a bit weird, definitely through the written word, but I can, because I can tell if they've just slapped any old rubbish together to just get it out there, or I can tell when reading the post, they're passionate. They feel about this so much because they want to help someone else. They care about what they do, and it comes across in the way they write, the way they're talking. And the way to view it is, instead of trying to just like, when you're putting out your content, be like covering all aspects for everybody, no, don't. Focus on your dream client. Who's your dream client? Who do you want to work with? You know, what's going to be that client that when they say, sign me up, I need to work with you, who's that person going to be? And talk to that person instead of trying to talk to the masses, instead of trying to be liked by everyone, because it's just not going to work. You can't be liked by everyone. You also can't help everyone. So you need to focus on the people that light you up and run with it. So that is pretty much it, really, in a nutshell. Just to give you insight, I'm Melanie. I'm from England, but I now live in sunny Spain. And I followed my passion. I followed my heart, and I'm doing what I love. And I show that online. And it's taken me a little while to get there, but you get there, you do it. So that's it.
Hi, this is Cassie Egli from Straightforward Consulting and Marketing. And if I could give one piece of advice to a new entrepreneur, it would be that when it comes to marketing, you want to make sure that you are consistent. Consistency is key. What do I mean by that? So right now, it takes about 9 to 10 times for someone to hear your spiel or your elevator pitch, if you will, in order to be able to associate that with you and then start thinking about doing business with you. Many people think that they have to change up their spiel and always say something different, but because they don't want their public to be bored. That might be in social media, when they're talking a networking event, etc. But it's really important that you remain consistent in your message so that people are hearing it over and over and over until it finally takes. Also, consistency means in your marketing efforts, your advertising efforts, your social media efforts, only do what you can consistently keep up with. So if that is one platform posting 2 times a week, get really good and strong and consistent at that. Don't let it fall off, and then add another platform or add something. That also goes for advertising or something like search engine optimization. If you talk to someone and they are trying to sell you just one off advertising, that's typically not going to work for you. So you want to make sure that if, for instance, for search engine optimization, I tell my clients it takes 11 to 14 months. If you don't have 11 to 14 months to put into it, let's put that money someplace else for good use. If someone is trying to sell you Facebook advertising, it doesn't work just to, put in $50 in advertising and see if it goes. You need to put $50 in, adjust, put another $50 in, adjust, and you need to be able to plan on doing that for at least a minimum of 4 months in order to really good traction. So you hear what I'm saying? Consistency is key in the marketing world, and you would be amazed at just picking one channel, consistently working with it. You might not be getting people commenting, you might not be getting people interacting, but if you are consistent with it over a period of 6 months or more, all of a sudden you'll start seeing referrals come out of the woodwork, and you have no idea how they even came to you. So good luck to you, new entrepreneur, with your marketing efforts. And I hope that this tip helps.
Hi, my name is DeShaun HeartFlare, professionally known as the HeartFlare. My business is called HeartFlare Enterprises, and one tip of advice that I would love to give to new entrepreneurs is whether it seems like there's like no hope in sight, you constantly feel like you're on a losing battle. You don't know what to do next. You feel like you just have to get all the answers. I'm here to tell you, you don't need all the answers right now, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But the fact that you are continuing to go through it, even when times gets rough, shows that you are so much stronger than everyone else. And also, you don't need all the answers right now. Just embrace that hard time that you're going through, because through those hard times, you're actually going to get a lot of clarity on what it is that you need to do and what it is that you want to do. How you need to reach people, what it is that you need to do, not only to better yourself for others, but to also better yourself for yourself. And so definitely that is one tip of advice that I would love to give each and every one of you. Once again, my name, professionally known as HeartFlare, the HeartFlare, and I hope that this tip of advice actually resonates with you and continues to help encourage you.
Hi there, it's Tammy Goulet from Speaker Soul Magics. I'm a self-discovery coach, an author, and a speaker. And I'm here to give you my advice to entrepreneurs, new or seasoned. And what I would say is, don't lose you as you're growing your business. Meaning, don't lose who you are at your core and follow someone else's blueprint, guidelines, steps to success that leave you out of the picture and out of the equation. As an entrepreneur, we tend to have to do it all, right? So we're constantly moving from one task to the next, and we don't know it all. We don't know the best way to market, maybe, or the best way to sell, or maybe we don't understand all the tech stuff. And we need to learn. So we need to surround ourselves with people who are where we want to be. We need to surround ourselves with people who have done it, who have the level of success that we're looking for. And their best of intentions for us are to share with us what they've done to succeed. And the best advice I can give you is take from it what feels right and authentic to you. If it all does, fabulous. But if only 60% of it feels right and authentic and moving forward with the way you want to be building your business, then trust that. Trust your intuition, trust your instincts, because you know you best. You know how you learn. You know your own energy flow. You know what works for you and what doesn't. And just because something may have worked for somebody else does not mean it's going to work for you. And so you need to pick and choose and be very picky about what you actually take and bring into your heart and soul of your business. Otherwise, you're going to just be building up somebody else's business success, and you won't be building your own, and it will not be sustainable. So if you can take anything away from this, it is to remember to stand in who you are and trust that you do know the best way to build your business for your definition of success.
Hey there, it's Chris Revis, the best-selling author of Boost Your Bullshit Resilience at Work. I'm here with a quick tip. It's one of the 13 tips in my new best-selling book. And this is a tip for you if you've got this brilliant idea that you just can't seem to convey. For whatever reason, people aren't getting it. It's really clear to you. It's not clear to others. And this comes up a lot for entrepreneurs or folks in their 9 to 5. It can be really, really frustrating. It can feel like others just don't get it, or you're the smartest kid in the room, or why don't they move or take action? So I've been there. That's why I have so much fervor about this. My advice to you is draw a picture, and maybe it's draw 2 pictures. So grab a piece of paper. Don't get all elaborate with this and think you've got to have perfect software and beautiful images. Simple drawings, boxes and arrows on a piece of paper. Draw your current state, kind of highlight what the problem is. Bonus points if you know any sorts of figures like dollars or downtime or anything like that. Current state. Draw your future state. Draw ideally what this should look like in your mind. Now, when you do this, you're going to have to simplify. You're going to have to present this in a way people can take it in. And it's some work there in your brain to get it all on one page, but it's worth it. So single piece of paper, what your current state looks like. Now that you have both of these pieces of paper, you can scan them or do whatever else to share them digitally. I would encourage you to use this approach. So the people that you need to convince or want their buy-in or want their excitement, go in with the attitude of you'd like their input and opinion. Okay, if you go in with you're the smartest kids in the room and yours is right and theirs is wrong, you won't succeed as much, right? But if you come in with, hey, I've got this idea, I'd love to bounce it off of you. You have a few moments to talk about this, and you start with a picture and you let them see that, you're going to get way more engagement. They're going to get excited about it. They may give you some ideas where your picture isn't perfect or not perfect for that environment, and it'll move a lot faster. The other thing you're doing is honoring that some people are visual or kinesthetic, which means hands-on learners. So when you have a visual for them and you ask for their engagement, you're going to get a lot more activity. You're going to move forward a lot faster, and you don't have to be as frustrated. When you get it out of words, you get it in a picture. It's a way people can kind of look at together and digest and take action on. And ask the questions, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, how can we make this better? That's the level that you want to move your idea forward. So hopefully that helps. It's a very simple version of what's in the book. There's 12 more awesome ideas there for you if you feel stuck either in your 9 to 5 or as an entrepreneur. I hope you'll check it out on Amazon and have a rad day ahead.
I would like to thank all entrepreneurs that took the time out to help new entrepreneurs get across that start line with their amazing advice. If you'd like to contact any of these amazing people, check out their information in the show notes. Are you an entrepreneur with amazing advice and want to be featured on Undiscovered Advice? Go to tuepodcast.net/advice and leave your advice in an easy recording. Undiscovered Advice is a product of Undiscovered Legacy LLC and a proud member of Blind Knowledge and Pod Nation podcast networks. For more information, go to uepodcast.net. Thank you, Scuba Believers. Hello, Scuba Believers. Let me ask you a real quick question. How many cups of coffee have you had today? 3, 5, 7? And let me guess, you've got a Red Bull in the other hand just in case, right? Yeah, I see you. Now, here's the truth bomb nobody wants to hear. You're not building a business. You're building a caffeine dependency. Listen, I get it. When you're grinding 12, 14, 16-hour days, you're building something from nothing. When you've got payroll to meet, investors to impress, and visions that won't wait. You need fuel. But what if I told you that the fuel that you're using is actually slowing you down? What if the very thing that you think is keeping you sharp is actually making you dull? Enter Rise Coffee. This isn't your grandma's mushroom tea. This isn't some hippie wellness trend. This is science meets performance. And here's what makes Rise different. Less than half the caffeine of a regular cup of coffee. But here's the kicker. You won't miss it. 6 organic powerhouse mushrooms, including cordyceps, what Olympic athletes use, and lion's mane, what Silicon Valley biohackers swear by. Sustained energy that doesn't spike and crash. We're talking smooth, Clean power from morning to moonlight. Crystal clear focus without the jitters. Imagine closing the deal with calm, confident mind instead of the caffeine chaos. Gut health and immune support, because what's the point of building an empire if you're too sick to enjoy it? So here's the challenge to you. Stop borrowing energy from tomorrow. Stop running on fumes and call it a hustle. Stop wearing your caffeine addiction like a badge of honor. Real entrepreneurs optimize, real entrepreneurs adapt, real entrepreneurs win. You can't win if you're crashing at 2 p.m. while your competition is just getting started. Break the cycle. Head to risesuperfoods.com right now and use code PODNA15 for 50% off your first order. That's PODNA15 for 15% off. Try it for 30 days. If you don't feel the difference, if you don't feel sharper, calmer, more focused, more alive, then go back to your 6-a-day cup habit. But I'm telling you, you won't, because once you feel what real energy feels like, you'll never go back. Ditch the addiction. Fuel your empire and rise up. Rise Coffee, energy that builds, not burns.